Hello, and thank you for joining us for a deep dive into automated production at the Makers Pop-Up. I'm Adrian Pennington, a journalist and content editor covering media production and technology. And this is Virtual Creative Muse, AI as artistic mentor and production assistant. So far, computer-driven algorithms don't appear to have made huge inroads into media and entertainment, but appearances can be deceptive. There are a lot of people either skeptical or just plain unsure about AI's potential. Others are really positive about its future. There seems little doubt that AI tools will increasingly become used in production. Tease out exactly where AI is being used today and what impact it's having and where the tech's going tomorrow. We have with us a group of experts with unparalleled insight. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Before we look inside the machine, could I just invite you to introduce yourself, some of your background and the company you represent. Yves, can I invite you to start, please?
Sure. Hi, my name is Eva Bergquist. I am the director of the AI and Neuroscience in Media project at the Entertainment Technology Center at USC, where we run an AI R&D lab that's funded by all the Hollywood studios to apply AI to the full gamut of challenges in the media industry. And then parallel to that, I have a startup called Cordo, developing AI products for media studios, big brands, ad agencies based in LA.
Thank you. Nadira?
Yes. Hi, my name is Nadira Azer, and I'm the founder and CEO of ScriptBook, a tech startup that provides AI-driven script analysis, AI validation of content, box office forecasting, and more recently, AI content generation.
That's very interesting. Sri, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, Adrian, and thank you for having me today. I'm Sri, and I head products and partnerships for Adobe Audio, Video, and Motion, which consists of flagships like Premiere Pro, After Effects, Audition, and they're all kind of powered by Sensei, which is our proprietary AI and ML technology, which is why I'm excited to speak here today. To be honest, to this crowd, I'm fairly new to the world of media and entertainment. I joined Adobe as a pandemic baby. So as someone who has never set foot in the office or never met his colleagues in person ever, I can attest to the power of cloud and AI. Otherwise, I would be dead in the water in this strange and crazy year. Before joining Adobe, I spent about 12 years at Salesforce, where I used to head various products and partnerships under the flagship Sales Cloud, as well as areas like relationship intelligence, mobile productivity, as well as AI, machine learning, and deep learning platforms. And before that, I had a completely different avatar as a traveling consultant, where for a decade or so, I traveled across the globe and worked across the globe in many sectors and industries. At Adobe, my focus is to further our vision, creativity for all, by making sure that we are bringing these tools to empower creatives to do their best work. So yeah, I'm really glad to be here, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, avatar, that's an interesting concept. Roy, I think you've had a few avatars in your career so far. Can you tell us about those, please?
Sure. My name is Roy C. Anthony, and I'm the global head of research at DNEG. DNEG is a global visual effects, feature animation, and TV content studio. We produce highly produced content for each one of those areas, as well as other applications in media and entertainment. I've joined as the head of research, and our research office is looking into the application of real-time technologies, AI, and machine learning as impacted to the production process.
That's great. Thank you all very much. So let me just begin this with a kind of a round robin starter. There's been lots of quotes in various keynotes and in the press over the past couple of years about how important AI is. Various quotes from Amazon or heads of Amazon, Google, Nvidia, that AI is the most powerful technology of our time, that we're in a golden age of automation, or that AI is more profound than fire or electricity. Just would everyone give their opinion as to how important they feel AI is in the media and entertainment space? Roy, would you like to kick us off, please?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited about AI here at DNEG, specifically about the applications in accelerating workflows. Accelerating workflows for technicians and technologists, yes, absolutely. When it comes to denoising, upscaling, all of those applications, style transfer, et cetera. But we are most excited, I think, about the implications as to how it can change the creative process, providing more opportunities for iteration, more self-discovery, and really freeing the creators to do what they do best, create art.
That's very interesting. Okay. Sri, where do you stand on the status of AI in the world or in media entertainment?
Totally. You packed a lot in your opening statement and this question. So I take the long view on this. So let me start with fire, and then maybe we'll address electricity, right? So I think there's a parallel here between human evolution and the technological revolution cycles that we've seen to kind of build a framework to understand the role and impact of AI, right? So if you think about it, the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old, and life has been here for about 3.5 billion or so. And before you come to discoveries like fire or wheel or even the famous Crescent Valley about 10,000 years ago, I think there was a cognitive evolution, maybe about 70,000, right? That's where we as a species started climbing up the food chain, things like burial, cave arts, body arts, etc. You get the gist. To me, I think AI is in that kind of penultimate stage right now in terms of the technological years, right? So if you think about it, we've had 4 industrial revolutions, right? We've had steam, electricity, computers, internet. I believe we are at the dawn of this new age. And to me, the future is full of hope, optimism. I'm really envious actually of the coming generations, because I think the future is just going to be so much more awesome. So once we kind of hit that inflection point, if you will, I think there'll be no stopping back, right? Now, specifically to answer media and entertainment, I think the last year in itself has kind of proven that the tech roadmaps for a lot of companies in the space has been accelerated by about 7 to 10 years. So, for example, cloud, which was still on the verge of these companies, is now table stakes, right? So, similarly, I think AI is the next step. If you think about it, there's a system of creation where a lot of these companies play, and then there's a system of engagement because now teams have to collaborate. All of us are in different countries and different geographies, but here we are having a conversation. So that's the engagement layer. And then the top of the pyramid is system of intelligence. And I think we are getting there.
Thank you, Sri. Perhaps the next stage is the singularity then, which I read about in science fiction, where somehow humans port their consciousness into a greater AI. Perhaps we'll get to that shortly. Nadira, what do you feel about the statement that AI is, that we're living in a golden age of AI?
Well, it's true. I think we do live in a golden age. And AI is part of everyday life. People make use of AI tools without knowing it. When it comes to the use of AI in media and entertainment, I think it will become very important in the next years. We haven't reached that point yet, because we deal with an industry that is a slow adopter. If AI is integrated in other industries, it usually takes, let's say a couple of years for a film and television business to catch up. So it will become crucial, but we're not there yet. We're not at the height of what it can do in film and television or in media and entertainment.
Not at the height of not at the height of what it can do in media entertainment. Yves, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with everyone, being the Frenchman in the room. We're not in the golden age of AI, not even close. We're in the golden age of computation. And there's a big difference between computation, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. We're in the golden age of data. We're the golden age of computational representations of that data and building applications that are, heavily that rely heavily on computation and data to automate a bunch of processes. That's a long way from actual machine learning, right? And machine learning is a long way from artificial intelligence. So frankly, if you've built any AI application, you would never defend the case that we're in the golden age of AI. I mean, it's blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, and most AI initiatives in large corporations fail because people don't really understand AI. They don't really understand machine learning. The data is wrong. The constraints around the data are considerable. The constraints around the commercial use of the data, the legal frameworks around using that are considerable. The constraints around ethics now are considerable. So we may be entering an acceleration of the deployment of machine learning and AI methods in large corporations overall. There's an enormous amount of bottlenecks, education, awareness. Nobody really understands what it is. People think it's either magic or that it doesn't work. So there's sort of, the opinions are very polarized. The data is wrong. The formats are wrong. I mean, there's just an enormous amount of small little details in any machine learning or AI project that can go wrong, and generally they do. So again, you have to be really, really careful, because at the ground level, at the level of people like me and my team, we're building this stuff. It's just an enormous amount of complexity. As far as the media and industry is concerned, I would agree with Roy that most of the attention, budgets, and energy, rightfully so, in the media industry is around workflows, production and post-production workflows. There's a lot to automate. There's a lot of stuff in, like, video QC, upscaling, localization, stuff like that. That's a pure machine learning stuff. There's good data. The deep learning algorithms are pretty good for it. So if we're going to see something happen, it's going to be in that arena. But I can tell you, I'm just coming out of 2 sets of roundtables with all the Hollywood studios about their pain points in AI. And I can tell you, we're still in the very, 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 very early stages of machine learning and AI deployment in the media industry. Again, lots of cultural, organizational issues, lots of issues around the availability of clean, plentiful training sets to train, supervised machine learning algorithms. There's now, on top of that, ethical issues. So it's a very, very complex thing, and not just for the media industry, but any industry. But I would say production, post-production workflows is where we're going to see a lot of action in the next few years.
Thank you. Just to follow up on that, then. The view from Hollywood, since you're close to it, is there confusion as you've described about what AI is? Are people very skeptical of AI's use in the creative process, or is there an element of optimism among some executives that AI can cut costs?
So there's a lot of excitement. I think there's, first of all, the notion that the media industry is clueless about AI is not true. Like, they're very, very well informed. They're investing money. They're investing meaningful amounts of money towards it. So I think we've really crossed the threshold. Like, when I started working with Hollywood on AI stuff 6 years ago, people looked at me like it was completely crazy, right? And now there's real budgets. There's executives who want to experiment. There's a lot of appetite for it. In the production, post-production world, I think there's an enormous amount of interest in the development and marketing stages, right? Because that's where a lot of the intuitive decisions are being made. And so we've done a lot of work assessing audiences at the script stage, right? And there's a huge interest around that. The experiments are really meaningful, and then it sort of ties together development and marketing, because you start doing the marketing at the development stage, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. So there's some meaningful experiments there, but I would say, in terms of AI and creative, this is kind of the third rail of Hollywood, right? The conversations are very sensitive. I don't think the technology is there, to be really honest with you. The technology is not there to be able to meaningfully contribute to the creative process. It's very culturally sensitive. So on all levels, I think there's sort of intrigued questions, but we're a long way from a meaningful use of artificial intelligence in the creative process. I think for good reason, because the technology is not ready, right? And even GPT-3 is sort of coherent from a grammatical standpoint, but definitely not from a story structure standpoint. So we still, the hurdles to using AI in creative are some of the hardest hurdles in artificial intelligence, period. And so we're a long way from that.